Hello everybody and welcome back to another NASCAR 25 paint booth class. Today we are going to the Toyota side when it comes to making paint schemes, and we're making a very iconic scheme today. We are making none other than the Candyman himself, Kyle Busch, in his 2011 Toyota Camry. The first thing you're going to want to do is obviously hit the Toyota button for selecting your manufacturer. You're going to load into the scheme here, and look at that, some of the work has already been done for me. You're going to want to go to car design here, and the first thing you want to go do is look at your styles. The first style you want to look at is, well, number 1. The first style is the easiest way to make this scheme. However, there's one thing that unfortunately I cannot replicate on this scheme. You'll see what it is once I announce it. But the first thing you want to do here when you select style 1 for your wrap is go to your primary color and find the right yellow for this M&M scheme. So you want to go all the way from the top left corner here and count. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then from this column on down, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to find that perfect yellow that's going to match the primary color of the M&M's car. Now, here is the unfortunate part of this scheme. I can make this scheme very close to what it actually is. However, here is the only issue. Obviously, on the bottom, there is a metallic gray line that goes right near where the side skirt is. However, if you go over here and try to do this, I'm just going to show you guys this, okay? So if I go and select a square here, okay? Obviously, I can change the color to the gray that I'm looking for. However, I can't select a pattern or, a metallic finish on it. So I can't exactly put it on the bottom of that car, which is really disappointing. So, but it's okay. We sort of have a little backup here. You're going to go and select a black side skirt. I know it's not necessarily what we're looking for here, but the closest thing we're going to be able to do is that black side skirt. You can make that metallic gray if you want, but it's not going to have that same finish on the bottom. But I'm going to select the black side skirt here to replicate that scheme. All right, guys, now let's get to work on the actual design of this car. Again, probably the hardest part of this car is obviously the design. Now, you may think I'm going to start with the green M&M on the left, but the way this paint booth is, you cannot move the decals to a certain spot on top of the other one. So if you notice with the scheme, as the M&Ms go down the side of the car, the green M&M is on top of the blue has a little bit over the orange, and then so on to the red. So the first M&M we're actually going to take care of here is the one on the left side, right here on the quarter panel, the left rear of the car. So you're going to want to go over here, select that circle, and you're going to expand it as much as you possibly can. I would say probably want to cover about half of that Goodyear tire. I think that's probably the best way of doing it. So I would say about right there. Now, be careful here, because if you expand it, it's gonna, it doesn't look that good right there. So you just want to expand it to about right, I'd say about right there. So 1.28 times 1.34 there for the first M&M. I'm going to move him a teeny bit more this way and try to make sure he kind of keeps that circle form. So I'd say about right here is probably good. He is taking up a little bit of that space right here. So I'm going to kind of cover him up a little bit there and expand him till about right there. All right, so that's where our red M&M is going to be. So you want to go ahead and make it a red color. It's starred right here. This is the red that you want to use right here. So that is the red you're going to want to use. All right, now once you get that red M&M here, again, you have to mirror everything. So just make sure it kind of keeps most of its shape the way you had it before. Rotate it a little bit here. Make sure it looks nice and pretty. And I forgot to, it is kind of still covering up that bottom part here. So I'm just going to move him down a little bit to where he's about right there. There we go. There's our red M&M on the left and right rear quarter panels. And now we're going to go back to this side here, and you're going to want to go ahead and choose the another circle here. Sorry, I cannot talk. You're going to go ahead and make them orange here. So if you notice, all the M&M colors are kind of identical in the same spot per row. So you're going to select this orange here. You can go a little bit darker if you want. I actually might go one more darker on the orange here. So one less here on the orange. Bring this over. Okay, now he's going to go a little bit over the red M&M. Okay, you see what I'm doing here? How it's just giving that red M&M a little kiss right there, a little kiss on the cheek. So right here, you're going to expand it, okay? It's going to take up a little bit more space. And the orange M&M is kind of going right to where that B pillar is. So that's where the orange M&M is going, okay? He's being taken up a lot by that window right there. So again, move up a little bit here. Just trying to find the best way I want this M&M to look like here. So he's definitely taking up a little bit more room, but he's not that big. He's not that big of an M&M. So just kind of shrink it a little bit, come down a little bit on it. I think that's pretty good. I think that's fairly good for what I'm looking for here. So there's the orange M&M, okay? So there's the orange M&M right here. I hate that little gap right there. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Unfortunately, I can't really do too much with the paint booth here. So, of course, next thing you're going to want to do is do the same thing over here on the right side. So we're going to go ahead and add the same thing. Add that circle here. Go ahead and select that orange. Kind of move over here, where they're barely giving a little kiss on the cheek between the orange and the red M&M. And try to match it with that B pillar a little bit. Bring it on over. All right, time to add the next circle. This is going to be the most important one because it's basically where the number is too. So you're going to go ahead and go over to your blue colors here. And you are going to select, it's back and forth. It's that second blue column right here. You want to go either, I would say that might be a little too dark for the blue. So I'm going to go one above here for that sky blue. Again, you can kind of go back and forth here, whatever, looks better for you. I might actually just go with that blue here, just to be safe. So then right here, this M&M obviously is going to take up the most space. So you want to make sure it's kind of taking the space it needs to fill that number up. Now, it's got a little bit of a rotation, too, on it, so I'm going to add a little rotation here. Move it over just a smidge. Okay, there we go. There's the blue. I mean, it actually looks pretty good for what I was trying to do right there, so I might expand it just a teeny bit more here. Okay, there's your blue M&M right here. Go over to this side again on the right. And again, just kind of expand it, play around with it. And like I always mention too, guys, you don't have to make the exact way that I'm making this car, right? You can kind of do whatever you want to do. These videos are just more to kind of give you guys a little how-to, how to make the best, easiest way of a concept of an M&M's car you possibly can do. So there's the blue M&M. Now you want to go back to your left side here, and we're going to take care of the green M&M that's taking up most of the contingencies there. We're going to add some contingencies just to make this car look a little bit better. So same green here. It's that same line where all the colors pretty much match up for the M&M colors, and you're going to go over here. It's going to take up a lot of that contingency space. Expand that thing. Now, one thing I want to mention too, guys, the way this works, you see where that yellow is meeting the M&M. So if you're picky like me, you might want to take note of that. If you're not picky about it, don't worry about it. But for the sake of this video, and because I might have a little OCD when it comes to making these paint schemes because I want them to look really nice for you guys, I'm going to try to avoid that little collision with the paint booth as much as possible. So I'm going to add a little rotation here to the M&M. I'm going to expand him a little bit to try to just kind of meet the middle of what I'm looking for here. And I'm going to bring him down to about right there. Right there. So actually looks pretty good from what I'm trying to go for with the M&Ms right there. So cool. And you're going to take that same M&M over here on the right side and kind of adapt the same thing I told you guys about, just watching out for that little part of the hood that clearly wants to have a little bite of some M&Ms, but we're not sharing any M&Ms today. We're just trying to make a beautiful Kyle Busch scheme without sharing any of these delicious M&Ms. All right, so we got the base M&Ms done here on the left and right side. So what is the next thing we're going to do? We're going to add an M&M on the roof. There's an M&M here on the roof, so we're going to go ahead and add a circle here. This one's not as picky as to what you have to do. You can make a green M&M, a blue M&M, whatever you want to do, but I'm just kind of following the picture that I'm using here as a reference here. So we're going to choose a red M&M, and we're going to expand it to where it's taking up most of that space here till about, I would say about right. Well, you don't want to do that. I'd say about right there is pretty good for the M&M. So there's your red M&M on the hood. Now for the rear deck lid, right, this is where I would do that metallic gray square if it allowed me to design, but because I'm trying to match this scheme with what I'm already trying to do, I'm going to go ahead and select a black square. I'm going to move it down here and just kind of match it perpendicular to the bumper of the car. So about right here, expand that thing, move it down just a smidge where it's about right there, and there you go. That looks good. All right, now it's time to look at the hood. More M&Ms, which clearly me being a bigger boy, that's definitely what I said when I was a lot younger. More M&Ms, please, to my mom. So, definitely my fault for being a little bit more on the plus side, asking for all those M&Ms, right? Right. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at what these M&Ms are looking like here on the hood. So, yeah, again, there it is again. There is that, for some reason, you just can't put anything there near the Goodyear. So I don't know why we cannot do that, but I'm going to try to make this the best case scenario possible. So this red M&M is covering about right where that Toyota logo is, maybe a little bit smaller. So I'm going to try to bring this up a little bit here to take up a little bit more space. Okay, so I'd say about right here is probably pretty good for that red M&M. I'd say about right here. Pretty good spot for it, okay? And now you're going to want to choose another one. Now, again, guys, the way this all works is you have to choose the M&Ms in the right order for how they fall on each other. Otherwise, you have to start all over again. And I actually just noticed something, guys. I chose the wrong M&M for the first hood. You see how easy it is to make that mistake? So you got to be very careful with that. You got to treat it like you're stacking stuff on top of each other. So this circle actually needs to be the green one. So I'm going to go over to my green here. I'm going to come over here. Let's give you that tiny little green. Oh my gosh, that looks so bad with the yellow. Oh my god, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I hate that. I hate that so much, but I gotta move this up here. But I guess I could try to, well, I don't know. I don't know. This is definitely a little tricky for me now because all these M&Ms are in weird spots and everything. So I gotta get past that. I can't look at this right now. So I'm gonna go down here and kind of put the green M&M about right here, just a teeny bit smaller on the green M&M. Let's put them about right here. All right. Now you're going to want to stack the, I think you want to stack the red one next. So we got to go with the red one next. So let's go back to our circles here. Let's choose the red circle. Let's get that red that we had before. It should be start on your map. Let's come over here. It's going to be a bit higher. So it's going to be over here. Bring him up. Kind of to right where the headlight is. But he definitely expands more. It expands more for sure. So I'd say about right here is pretty good. Okay. Go back to your green circle, actually. I'm going to make him a little bit bigger. To where it's kind of, it's just touching, actually. So I'm going to go down a little bit here. Okay. Now let's get a blue M&M. So go ahead and grab another circle. Grab that blue that we had earlier. Come down here. And it's meeting about right there. Again, don't know why this paint boot does that. I hate it. I hate that so much. Oh, it's killing the schemes I'm trying to make. Y'all see the problem I'm dealing with, right? I think you all see the problem I'm dealing with here. It's frustrating me so much. All right, so there's your M&Ms here. And now we need an orange one a little bit. We need like an orange one. So this one's going to be a little tricky. Let me see what we're looking with here. So let me see what we're dealing with here. So let me go to the orange here. Let me see what I'm playing around with. I think I might have messed up big time here. We'll see. Okay, it might not look exactly the way it looks here, but I'm going to expand this one. I'm going to try to cover up that hood space here. So there is the orange M&M, okay? There's your orange M&M. He's taking up a little bit more space. He's right there. Doesn't look bad at all. Okay, now, this is where you got to add a little bit more detail to it. So we're going to go to the front of the car. You're going to go and hit circle again. You're going to pick orange again. Okay, now watch what I'm doing here. I'm going to try to match where that orange M&M is, okay? So I'm going to move it here. I'm going to expand it, okay? And try to go up with it and try to match this thing, okay? Because the orange M&M is going a little bit further down. It's going to about right here. But I want to try to match where those lines are. So there you go. So there's the orange M&M. And now I need to add a blue M&M. So let's go select circle again. And you're going to expand this one. How's it looking? How's it looking? Come on, baby. Be good to me here. Be good to me. Come on, baby. Doesn't look that bad. I think we might be all right, folks. We might be all right. This actually looks pretty clean once you kind of get it all fixed up. There we go. So there's the blue M&M. That little part of the hood right there is killing me, though. So let me see if I can add some green right there. But actually, I just thought about this, though. What if I make this circle actually green? Okay, so if I make this circle green, what if I bring it over here? Oh, it doesn't go there. You're kidding me. Like, so I can't add anything on that little yellow spot? Oh, that's crazy if that's the case. That's insane. All right, so never mind. Make that blue. I am very upset. I am very upset. Okay, so there's your blue M&M with that random yellow spot right there for some reason. We're just going to ignore it. Now, going away from the circles here, you're going to go ahead and choose a square. You're going to make this black because we can't do that metallic gray for some reason. And you are going to expand it as much as you possibly can to where it's covering pretty much the whole front spoiler of this car. So there's that. There we go. And I actually might move this a little bit here. So I'm going to move it to where it's covering that bottom part where it's kind of matching that front spoiler. Sorry, the side skirts, I mean. Sorry, the side skirts. And go ahead and add one more square. And you're going to go about right here. And you're going to expand it. And just kind of go down to where it's kind of matching it. Nice. Cool. So I'm going to try to work on that a little bit here. Let me see if I can figure something out here. All right, guys, so what I figured out here for those little weird angles, so if you go to the right side of the car and just add another circle, you can match it with that green M&M. There's still that little blue spot that's not matching. I can just go ahead and fix that after I make this video. And I did the same thing over here on the left side. I got another little circle. I made it really small, and I matched it evenly with the red M&M to go with that orange M&M. So it already looks a lot better than what it did before. So that is how you fix that issue. All right, guys, now it's time to add the what goes inside, like what goes on top of the M&Ms here and everything. Now, on the left and right sides, there's really no M's here. There's only one M that really shows up, and it's that bottom red one here. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and select a decal here. Now, you may have seen these in some of the concepts some people have made. If you want to, you're just going to take a simple WeatherTech logo. You're going to move it over here, and I'm kind of laughing as I'm making this because that's unfortunately what we have for the paint booth at the moment. You're going to turn it upside down with an upside down WeatherTech thing, and you're going to put it wherever you want it to. I can't make the face and the eyes here on the red M&M, so I'm going to try to make it just look like it's a normal red M&M here. So I'm going to expand it, rotate it a little bit, and just have some fun with it. So about right there is where I'm going to put that red M. You can just kind of go, if you want it, you can put it where it usually is on the car, which is kind of on the bottom of it, but I just think this looks a lot better for what you're actually trying to roll with here. I'm going to try to put it about right here, so it's kind of just looking like the M&M's being covered by the tire a little bit. And don't forget to do the same thing over here on the right side as well, so go ahead and add a decal and just shrink it, rotate it a little bit. Again, you guys can do whatever you want with your logos. I'm just trying to find the best thing that looks the best with this car, what we're trying to do. So there's your M&M on the left side. Now let's go to the hood for the decals. You're going to choose the same WeatherTech thing with the white all around. You're going to rotate this thing to get that M, and you're going to shrink it. And just kind of use the Kyle Busch scheme as a reference of where the M's have to go. Again, this is your car. You can do whatever you want with it, but I'm just trying to match it with where the M's are located on the car. So I would say about right there is a pretty good. It's like right near where the hood ends. You know, where you open up the hood. So I'm gonna put the red M right here. I'm gonna go ahead and add another white WeatherTech logo. I'm gonna rotate it, move it over here, and we're gonna shrink it. For the green, it's just going to be touching where that blue M&M is. So about right here. Shrink it just a teeny bit more. There we go. And another white WeatherTech logo. It's actually the red and white one. Whoopsie daisy. Rotate it. Bring it on down. Shrink it till about, I would say about right there is pretty good. And just rotate it to how it looks on the car. Say about right there is pretty good. And just move it up a little bit. And there you go. There's your M&M hood. All right, now let's choose a car number for our M&M's machine here. Now, you can kind of go back and forth with this one. Again, you can choose any number you want to make this car pop. But the number that I like the most here out of everything I saw here, I feel like the 8 at the end is what really makes this car stand out, okay? And Kyle Busch's scheme is the number 18. Unfortunately, there isn't a number that has like a 1 in it that I liked a lot. So actually, there is no number from like 11 to 19 that works. So I like the 08 here. I thought the 08 was the best way of doing it here with a black outline. So that's what I'm doing here. So that is the number I would choose. The number 08, style number 4 on the italic. There's a few other ones here that could work. You can kind of go with style number 8 if you want. But I really like style 4. To me, it's the closest resemblance to the JGR font. So I'm going to go with style 4. All right, guys, so for this point of the video, I'm going to speed it up here, and I'm going to add all the decals. Again, I don't really want to tell you guys where to add decals or how you want your M&M's car to look, but we're going to come back once I add all of the decals to the car, and I'll show you guys the finished product. All right, guys, here it is. My concept or easiest way of doing a 2011 Kyle Busch M&M scheme. Again, for what it's worth, for what this paint booth, I mean, what you're able to do, I think this is pretty good for what I was trying to aim for. Obviously, the paint booth does have some good things to it, but there's definitely some things that I hope can be added down the road. But for what I was able to do, what I was given by tools and limitations, I think it actually came out pretty good. And I hope you guys liked it as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found the tutorial very easy. All right, guys, and that's going to do it for today's paint booth class. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like and comment your favorite car or a design you want me to make for the next paint booth class. Your suggestion may be picked. Thanks again, as always, guys, and make sure to hit that subscribe button for more awesome videos. I'll see you guys next time. Stay sloppy.